All right, you guys. A sister just brought back to my memory a dream I had on Thursday. And her dream was she's not on YouTube, but her dream was about being engaged to her first husband. And it reminded me of this dream that I had on Thursday. It was pretty cool, some of the things that happened in real life that on Friday. Friday, we had, what was it? We had a winter weather advisory. We had ice on the roads that morning. It was kind of a hot mess at work, but you know, we went to work late. So, in that dream, I was in my living room and there was a sister from my church there. I remember seeing her, and she's a bigger girl, I mean, or woman, I should say. I just remember seeing her, and then out of nowhere, my first love shows up, and his name is Anthony Jones, and it was like a small group of us. I just remember seeing the face of my sister from church. She's on a missionary board with us, and but that's the only people I knew. It was a bunch of people, not a bunch of people, but at least a few people there. But I just remember seeing her face specifically, and I saw my first love, and we were kind of like, I don't know if we had laid, yeah, I don't know who was laying down. Somebody was laying down, and but we were laying down, and what I did was I grabbed him, and he kind of like put his face to my side, like to hug me, like we were laying down. And he hugged me, and I didn't see his face, but I kind of wrapped my hand around the back of his neck. I said, "Oh, you cut your hair. I love it." And I kind of made this stroking motion up the back of his neck, and his hair was shorter, you know. I just was like, just rubbed my hand up the back of his neck, and it felt freshly cut. And it was still kind of long on the back, but it wasn't like super long, not like girl long. He didn't say anything, but I think after that I got up, and I know there was people in my house, and I wanted to like make sure that they ate well, or I was making a meal and I wanted to be extra special for them. So I was like, oh no, I want to pick 2 bags of shrimp and whatever recipe I was making for whoever was there. And it didn't dawn on me until I woke up. But this was kind of like a. I'll tell you what happened when I woke up. I woke up and there was on the news. Either they were doing an interview or they were talking about the warming shelters continuing to be open because of the winter advisory that we had. And someone was talking about how they were feeding the churches. One of the churches' name was Fresh Anointing Church. Fresh Anointing Church. I don't think it was Baptist Church. It was Fresh Anointing Church, some type of church. And they were talking about how they, the shelter was open for them and they would feed them 2 or 3 full course meals. And I remember someone being interviewed saying how good the food was, and it wasn't just like they were throwing people in these shelters and weren't feeding them. It was shower and food, 2 to 3 meals available to them in this woman shelter. And that's kind of how it felt in the dream, in hindsight, after hearing this report, because I was thinking about preparing food for people and making sure they had the best. 2 bags of shrimp is a lot. I actually just bought shrimp from Walmart. I went out to Walmart, you guys, and seeing my sister there and embracing my first love in this dream. So also the next day, I went into work late, and I had two clients back to back, and her husband had came in the day before. They all, the wife who I saw last on, Friday, was the one who booked all the appointments. And I was just wondering, like, who are these people? Who are these people? Well, I didn't recognize the husband on Thursday, and then it was the daughter. And guess what? First of all, their last name was Silverman. 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 And when I heard that, I was thinking of another Jewish couple who comes around this time of year, like after Christmas or right before Christmas. They come, I think it's after Christmas. They usually come right after Christmas, and they come every year. I was thinking it was them, and it wasn't. So the daughter who I did on Friday after the dream, I did like this to her hair. Fireworks, sorry guys. I went like this to pull her hair up because she was laying down on her face in the face cradle to give her a massage. I did her hair like this, and I noticed she had this thing written in Hebrew on the back of her neck, and I just asked her, is that Hebrew, just to make sure. I kind of figured it was. Silverman is a Jewish name. And she said, yeah. I didn't ask her what it means. That's like, I wanted to ask her, but it's very unprofessional. Okay, you guys, we really shouldn't like comment on people's personal tattoos and stuff like that. But I couldn't help myself. I had to at least ask. And so I did her, and then her mom came in after her, and for whatever reason, and that's something I usually do when I have a client. I don't want to mess up their hair. I just pull their hair like this. I don't want to get oil in their hair. I just do their hair like this. So the mom, she comes in, and I was just looking at the back of her head, and it just was really shiny. And I wanted to say something. I'm like, your hair is like really super shiny and super black. And also in real life, I went to pick up my son after work, and he had gotten a fresh haircut. He has curly hair, and what they did is his hair is curly, but they cut off too many curls, so it kind of had that spiky feeling to it, kind of like how my first love's hair was when I ran my hands through it. Had that spiky feeling to it. Didn't really have a curl to it. I didn't put my hands through my son's hair, but he did have a fresh haircut when I picked him up. My brother took him to get a haircut that day. And just one more thing. Sherry had did a video, and I want to say that she was talking about her son, Anthony Joseph. He was born. He passed in the womb, I believe, or right after birth, and I think she may have mentioned wanting to see him when she gets to heaven or something to that effect. But I had already talked to her about the similarities of my first love's name and her son's name at one point. But just coincidentally, when I listened to one of her videos that day, the following day after having a dream, she did mention him. And I don't know, I was very happy to see. I felt comforted. It wasn't nothing sexual. I just felt like I was in the arms of my first love. And I was like, oh, I love your hair. Just whatever. But it was nice. And to hear my sister talk about being back with her ex-husband and being engaged to him in this dream that she shared, it was encouraging, and it was a confirmation to me. So hopefully it's a confirmation to you. I do have another dream to share, and hopefully I come back and do it right now. Okay, you guys, I'll be back.